So there's been another shooting in Minneapolis, and look, what's happening in that cesspool of a state is beyond comprehension. I'm so sick of the blatant hypocrisy of the media, of the paid protesters, of Tim Walz, Ilhan Omar, Jacob Fry. You guys can all fuck off. Your constituents are getting shot because of your rhetoric. Period. You are encouraging incompliance with federal law. Tim Walz and others are incessantly comparing ICE to the Gestapo. Trump is analogous with Hitler. Everything is the fucking Nazis.
You said earlier that the ICE agents under the orders of President Trump are a modern-day Gestapo. Do you realize how disgusting a phrase that is, considering the history of Nazi Germany? Would you like to recant that statement?
What I said, Congressman, and I have a long history of supporting law enforcement, I said President Trump was using them as his modern-day Gestapo, not identifying who you are, coming up in unmarked vans, taking people away and giving...
Is it the responsibility of ICE to actually deport illegal aliens in the United States who are here? Isn't that their responsibility?
Yes, it is, Congressman, except that the Constitution is not an inconvenience. It's not an either-or.
Nobody said an inconvenience. You have a responsibility to deport illegal aliens, and the president is going through that process right now. And let's be very clear, the previous administration, they abused every process there is under border laws to allow more than 10 million people into the country illegally. And this is a burden on all Americans. And so the president is doing his job. So it is sick to refer to Americans who are ICE agents as Gestapo. Governor, you're wrong. You need to apologize to these agents. They're doing their jobs. They are Americans. They serve this country with honor and decency and respect. Do not diminish their work simply because you tried to make a cheap point.
100% correct. Now let's talk some facts since you want to demonize immigrations and customs. Fact. ICE is the #1 agency that targets and arrests child sex traffickers. Over 62,000 unaccompanied minors were rescued by ICE, according to the Department of Homeland Security. Play clip.
So you're reporting, we're here to arrest a child sex offender. And you guys are out here honking.
Oh, they're not. No, we're pressed. We're not.
That vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigations while we're trying to arrest a child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting. Insane.
Fact. 2025 seen the lowest number of fentanyl-related deaths since 2019. That's what happens when you close the border and deport drug traffickers and cartel members. Fact. Barack Obama deported over 3 million illegals, more than any other U.S. president in history. 75% of those deportees were without due process under the statute of expedited removal. And yes, Obama commissioned ICE to carry out immigration raids. In fact, CNN even did a ride-along with these agents back in 2016. Play clip.
Sun rises in the Windy City. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents fan out across Chicago to arrest criminals in the U.S. illegally.
Tech 1, Tech 2, Tech 3.
CNN was granted exclusive access to witness some of those raids.
We got 3 targets this morning. You know, some of the neighborhoods a little sketchy, so we got to make sure it's not just the target we're looking after, but other people around us.
They want to come out extra early, like right now, because they want to catch these people before they go to work. That's why it starts so early in the morning.
This is part of what we do. Keep eyes on somebody and try to be as covert as we can. There we go. Is that him in white?
This may look organized, but in this moment, confusion.
There's always challenges we face when it's dark, somebody looks very similar to an individual.
ICE agents mistakenly arrest the target's brother.
In the process of talking to him in the vehicle, he then said, "Oh, no, I'm actually so-and-so. Who you're looking for is over here, this other address." He led us to that address, and we were able to actually arrest the individual we were looking for.
That was back when it wasn't considered Hitlerian to arrest illegal immigrants and throw them in cages. The good old days. And you're definitely not allowed to call Barack Obama Black Hitler. So please do not call him that. I mean, this is the shameless hypocrisy that we are witnessing with the media and the paid George Soros protesters. Minnesota is the problem. And here's another little factoid for you. 1/4 of all ICE raids and deportations have been conducted in the state of Texas. 23% to be exact. Way more than Minnesota. Yet we don't see mass unrests in the street. We don't see leftist nutjobs harassing ICE agents, blocking traffic, getting themselves shot for assaulting the officers. Why is this? Because states like Texas, Florida, and even some blue states are cooperating with our federal immigration laws. That's it. And for those of you who do not understand how that works, when an illegal immigrant is arrested for a crime or is already incarcerated, ICE sends the local PD or the state police what's called an immigration detainer request, or ICE hold, which demands that they hold a suspect for an additional 48 hours beyond their scheduled release date, which gives ICE time to take custody of the individual for potential removal proceedings. Sanctuary states and sanctuary cities refuse to comply with these requests and just release the suspect back onto the street where he can potentially commit more crimes with impunity. That's how fucking stupid states like Minnesota and California are. They care more about feeding their voter machine than the safety of their own taxpayers. And at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. Votes. If you enjoyed that clip, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks.